Hello Guardians and people of the city. Today we're going to be making some Cabal burgers with organo gel jam. The Cabal are definitely the tastiest of all of the enemies that the city faces. So for ingredients, ground Cabal. In peace times, ground pork works just as well. Sustainably sourced, straight from the Legionnaires out of the vat. Well, you've seen Cabal without their armor. Imagine one of those coming out of just a vat. It's just they come out fully formed. For the gel, we're gonna get red onion. That's how you say that, right?
Balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic vinegar and some jam. I like this fig jam. It's tasty. Also gonna make a side of fries, and then you want some buns and cheese for the burgers as well. Baking sheets. Toss this in the oven before you start it. Turn on the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Potatoes come out of the dirt, and so you want to make sure you're washing the dirt off the potato.
Delicious.
Those are going to sit over there until the oven is done heating up that pan. Let's start making that organo gel jam. Real thin slices. Pop off the head. It's a lot easier to actually peel off some of the layers once you start cutting into it. Cut it in half. You're only going to need half of the onion for the gel. So thinly slice half of it. The other half, cut off maybe a little bit less than half. That part's going to get minced for the burgers themselves. Take a nice pan, medium heat, drizzle of olive oil in that to start working on that jam. Doesn't need to be much, especially if you have a non-stick pan. While the pan's heating up, I'm going to dice up that other onion. Not the finest dicing. Yeah, it's kind of hard to dice something very small with a very large knife.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
You're going to say that every time I pull this out.
I will.
Once the pan is heated up, take the onion slices, put them in there. 8 to 10 minutes or so to caramelize. You want to make the onions get a little bit browned and soft. Temperature gauge in the oven just went up, so it's time to do the fries. Give them a nice drizzle of olive oil, nice shake and salt. Season them as you want. Paprika, garlic. Give this stuff a toss. Don't forget to mix this stuff as well. Once that's all good, pop that in the, I'm going to drop that. And set the timer for 45 minutes. Onions are starting to look caramelized, so going to drop in the balsamic. And put in a scoop of that jam. Mix this together. You want to get the jam all dispersed. That black Cabal oil look going on. Oh, it stings the eyes. We're going to let that simmer for a few minutes. Enough time for the water to cook off and for it to get nice and jammy. Organo jam. Those wonders on the eyes when you cook it.
Oh, yes.
It's looking nice and nice and organo gel looking. Alright. It's time to make our pork patties. It's time to put on gloves because handling raw meat is gross.
God, I hate this.
Hey, food safety is important. Release it from its package. Put it into the same bowl with the what are these called? Onions.
Onions.
Wait for it.
There is some paper attached to the meat. Ugh.
Wait for it. Yeah. That was gross. Oh, I got one. We'll clean it up later. I didn't think this through.
No.
Would you mind helping by dumping in some garlic and paprika. Yeah, I don't really want to touch the seasonings with this pork hand. Pork hand.
Call you Jitty Pork Hands.
Let's not call me that. Yep, paprika, garlic, and those diced onions. Work the bits in. Think about the attack on the city. That's right. Blobs of meat. You really think about it, all Cabal are just blobs of meat riding around in pressurized armor suits. Like that, the organo gel is one of the components that pressurizes their suits, and
Yes.
when they are out of their suit, they experience some explosive decompression. So who knows? You might not even to grind the Cabal to get this. You tear open their armor and this falls out. I'm gonna go ahead and break this up into however many patties you're making. Nice and flat and round. Yeah. Here's a fun joke. Yeah. How many Cabal does it take to paint the side of the city walls?
More than 5?
Depends on how hard you throw them. It's okay. It doesn't matter how badly I take off the first glove, as long as the second glove contains it. I remember biology class.
The incredible mozzarella hand.
Just call me mozzarella hand?
Just call you mozzarella hand.
Now that that fiasco's over, let's engage the grill again. Toasty medium-high heat.
Are Cabal high in fat?
I think that they are like 3% body fat based on the... Actually, no. It's a good question. They are pretty large. They're chunky. But they're also genetic war machines. So it's possible that they, have as little fat as possible. I don't ask those kinds of questions. I just shoot.
Shoot.
Yes.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Ask questions. I've switched to a larger pan because these are large patties. Medium high heat. Got some olive oil in there right now. And there we go. And that's going to be about 4 minutes each side, give or take.
4, 5.
4 minutes. Look at those buddies sizzling. Scooch them around every now and then to make sure that they're not just getting stuck and burning. It's getting pretty close to being cooked through, so time to add some cheese. You can use pretty much whatever cheese you want. I don't think there's a wrong kind of cheese to use here. And yeah, that'll teach those Cabal. Attack on the city. So many dead. There are just craters where a city used to be. But now we can get our revenge.
For culinary delights.
If you toast the buns in the same pan that you just cooked the burgers, they get real nice and flavorful. Yeah, there's plenty of oil in the pan right now. We can just drop the
5-second roll.
We just sweep the floor after our rice incident. Turn the heat down so you don't just light the buns on fire. It's not an incident until it happens. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now that your buns are nice and toasted, I almost jettisoned them right out of the pan. Get that organo jam we've been holding on to. Whoops. Veggies and fries. These aren't related to aliens at all, they're just nice to have. Those beautiful Cabal burgers with organo gel jam. This one's for you.
Joey.
Yeah. It's better than Vex milk.
Oh, ages better. Yeah, no, you're pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
That's actually really good.
It's actually really good. Like, no joke.
Worms, no. Vex milk, never ever again. This?
Eat more Cabal. Alright, we're done. Look, we'll save eating Guardians for another video.
Okay.